So let's start learning Hilchos Pesach. And here we go. We're continuing in the laws of Hagalas Kelem. The operating principle we saw last time in Ois Hey. You ready for this, Meir? Keboiloi kach paltai. Keboiloi kach paltai means as the way something absorbs chametz or tarfus is the way it expels it. Meaning, however something absorbs, that's how you have to kasher. If something absorbs directly through fire, you need to use direct fire. If something absorbs through hot water, you need to use hot water. Whatever the process that something used to absorb the item which is treif, that's the process of extraction. We're up to oizayin. What do you do with basically baking pans or racks in an oven? Do you bake with water, with liquid? No. You bake basically directly with the fire. So therefore, racks, baking pans, you need to do libun gamor. You need to do it complete libun, which means you get it so hot until it's white hot and sparks are flying out of it, which means to kasher your oven grates, the grates themselves, you put in a self-cleaning oven. The grates, which actually in a certain sense are more important to do liban gamor than the oven itself. The oven itself we could debate. Do you need to do self-clean? Could you put it on the high? Could you use easy off and put it on the highest setting for an hour or 3 hours? Yes and no, because you're not cooking directly on the oven wall. You're not baking directly on the oven wall. So if for whatever reason your appliance guy says, don't you dare self-clean your oven. The last 50 ovens that self-clean, self-destructed, which may or may not be the case. It depends. Usually I'll tell you what it is. A good working oven, nothing will happen if it's on self-clean. The problem is, they only made good ovens 70 years ago or 50 years ago. They don't make good ovens anymore. So if there's any mechanical issue whatsoever, electronically with the oven, it's gonna be an issue. So if let's say you put in an oven, and you were doing your kitchen, and the contractor was painting, and he got some paint chips in the grate, then, in other words, the self-cleaning oven means they work in the factory, but once they're actually in real life, but the grates, you have to self-clean. There's no other way around it. You're baking directly on the racks. So either you do that, or you have to blowtorch them. You can't just turn it on the highest. You're baking directly on the rack. So ha'aganois v'tavniois sha'ofim b'sachem chalois ayugois tzrichen libon ba'esh. You need to do libon in a fire ad sheyu nitzoitzois eish nitazim mehem, until the sparks are flying out of them. What about a frying pan? Frying pan, you're not cooking directly on the fire. There's a liquid agent in the pan, so you're losing a liquid agent. Even though the pan's on the fire, but the way you cook is through a liquid, namely oil. So then you don't have to do liban gamar. You could use liban kal. What's liban kal? Liban kal is, it doesn't have to have sparks flying out of it. It just has to get so hot that if you'd put a piece of straw on it, the straw would burn. It's a lower level of liban. So a frying pan, you don't have to use liban gamor, use liban kal. Most people have a separate frying pan for Pesach. People are not putting their frying pans in a self-cleaning oven because the frying pan has a wooden handle. If you put your frying pan in a self-cleaning oven, you're endangering the entire New York State.
What about these non-stick frying pans?
You'll destroy it.
You don't use oil.
Non-stick? There's no PAM at all? I'm assuming they...
Non-stick.
Yeah? I don't know. I think they always spray it with something. You want to know, does that consider it...
Is it up to a point? I don't know if it sounds good.
Yeah, it's easier to clean, but I think they're still spraying it, no? They're putting an egg straight into the pan? Doesn't even taste good. Okay, what about pots? How do you kasher pots? Kederois, pots, yoirois, vats, shiurim, different kinds of pots. Hamavashlim bahem, that you cook in them. So these things you're cooking in water. Tzrichim hagala b'kli rishon she'ala eish. You need to kasher it in a kli rishon that's on the fire. Meaning you don't have to put the pot in a fire, you put the pot in another pot. Shehamayim b'soichai roischem, that the water in it is boiling hot. Okay, so you have a pot you cook soup in, and you want to use it for Pesach. Get a bigger pot. You stick the smaller pot in the bigger pot. Rak v'koydem hagala, before you kasher tzarich l'roich tzam, you have to wash it, u'l'shafshafam, and scrub it. Heite, very well, and akosem to clean it mikol lichlach v'chaluda, from any dirt or rust. Okay, so for these items, since you're using a liquid agent, so you don't have to use libun, it's enough to use hagala, to do the process of hagala. Okay. Tess. Seer lachas, a pressure cooker. Even though the heat is very intense, so you might think you need to do libun. Hagala. Hagala helps. You need to be careful to clean and to scrub all the crevices, all the corners of this pressure cooker. So this is a pressure cooker that, through the aid of, it's sealed shut, so the heat is much more intense and the steam has nowhere to escape. There's a button that you press that releases the steam. But so hagala is good enough for this. The rubber on the cover, you have to do hagala. After you clean it well. The ears of the kelim. So if they're attached with if they're attached with some kind of screw or nail, you have to remove any dirt. And then afterwards you kasher the handles together with the kelim. And kisoi kederos v'sirim tzrichim hagala, the covers of pots and other kinds of pots, they need hagala. The handles of the kelim also need hagala. Difference between the aznaim and the yados: the aznaim are removable, the yados are not. Either way, they need hagala. What about a knife? A knife, you clean, you kasher with hagala. To kasher a knife, you need hagala. Now, does the pot have to be on the flame, or even if it's off the flame? So the halacha is, even if it's off the flame, provided that it's still bubbling, it's still boiling. Sakina magilim b'kli rishon, a knife you kasher with kli rishon, afil haviru me'aleish, even if you removed it from the fire. U'vavad shiyu hamayim adayin malin rasich, as long as the water is still bubbling, boiling, hainu avabuais. Yud Aleph. So in other words, the pot could be off the flame as long as it's still bubbling. Once it stops boiling, then in order to use it for kashering, it has to be on the flame. We are machvir to kasher everything with the kli rishon, va'afilu kapos, koisos, plates, cups, ushar klei shtia. So your bechers that you use all year round for Shabbos, even though you're not using it for hot, you're using it for cold. Afagav deroiv tashmishan b'tzoynein, even though it's mostly used for cold, for klisheni, for kashering, you have to kasher it, or machmer to kasher it only in a kli rishon. Afilach yitzrichan lahagaloisai rak b'kli rishon. Okay, the Rav Oban brings on the bottom from the Ramon Simataf Non Aleph that we don't follow roiv tashmisha, even though most of the usage is for cold. We're choishesh even for a miyut. So therefore, if there's any concern that it was ever used for a kli rishon, you need hagala b'kli rishon. Especially according to the Marshal, maybe a davar gush fell into it, and a davar gush, and that's thick. Then if it's hot, even aidei iroi, we consider it like a kli rishon. Okay, parak beis. Here are some items that are very difficult to kasher. Mixer hamashamish b'chametz, a mixer that's used for chametz. Uboilin b'asakemach, that mixes the flour. Im tavlinim shem with different spices. Ein machshinos l'pesach. We can't kasher for Pesach. Neisha kasher b'yosana, because it's very difficult to clean. Too many holes, too many crevices, too many cracks. Too difficult to kasher for Pesach. Beis mechuna l'tchinas basar, a machine that grinds meat. Let's say it was never used for chametz, just for meat. then yesh lefare kol chelik me'amachona. You gotta take apart all the different parts. V'dai b'hagala charchila. Charchila would be enough to do hagala, but you have to do hagala. You can't rely on the fact that it was only used for meat and the meat wasn't chametz, because you don't know what got mixed in there. Nevertheless, b'diavad, if you didn't kasher and you ground meat for Pesach, mitzadidin ha'achroinim, the achroinim are inclined to say, lahater atavshel, whatever you made is kasher. If you know it was used to grind bread, then hagala is not good enough. You have to do liban kal. Liban kal means you get it so hot, not that sparks are flying out, but that straw would burn on it. If you didn't kasher it, asr af b'diavad, it's asr even b'diavad. If you can't do liban, b'diavad, hagala would be good enough. Gimel. Let's say you have a flask that stored your vodka, your alcoholic beverage. You can't just do hagala because the tam seeps in very deeply, and in order to get it out, you need to cook in it water with ashes, basically like a detergent, to get out the reach of the vodka, and then you do hagala. Because in this case, we're dealing with a very potent substance. It's not enough just to do hagala. Kelim shechziku ben yain saf l'kiyam, kelim that stored alcoholic beverage, schnapps, whiskey. Ein tam hayayin sarf niflar de hagala. The flavor will not be expelled just by doing hagala. Rakim bishal oisan heitev b'mayim im efer ad shenastag me'em arech. Unless you cook in it very well water with ashes until the scent left, lagamri, then moil hamacher kach hagala. Then hagala will help. Now the next question is one of the most common. Do you need separate tablecloths for Pesach? Or is there a way to kasher them? And the answer is, for the most part, me'ir karadin, you do not need new tablecloths. You could, if it's a cloth tablecloth, you could give it a good cycle in the laundry or in the cleaners. If they use a good detergent, it's kasher l'Pesach. So mapois u'migbais, tablecloths or dish towels, shel chametz. Roiv poskim l'Pesach. Most poskim say you could use it for Pesach. Al yidei kibos yafa, through a good washing, a good laundering, im chomer chazak, with a strong detergent. B'mayim chamim shayat soledas b'hem. But the Pri Megadim is mashma that you should not use hagala on a tablecloth, but me'ir karadin, most poskim say you could. The Rama, the Taisus Navadazara in Hamad Beis brings from Rabbeinu Tam, and the Rosh also brings that tablecloths, that something hot of Isser fell on it, you could kasher it. How? Through hagala, the Pri Chadash says, of Iroi Kli Rishon. Okay, but the Pri Megadim, as we mentioned, is machmer on tablecloths. A machine that's used for kneading dough, machuna she'lashin va'orchem b'chametz kol hashana ein l'shtamish behen afilu aydei hagala tzarech Pesach. You shouldn't use it even with hagala. So this machine that's used for kneading dough, don't use it even with hagala for Pesach. Next week we're going to talk about sinks and enamel coated sinks or stainless steel sinks. What is the best way, the proper way to do hagala on these items? Have a good day, everyone. Bracha v'atzlacha.